everybody, this is me, General James. I'm doing another video about Sir Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton was born on Christmas Day, December 25th, 1642, in Lincolnshire, England. Sadly, his father died 3 months before he was even born. At the young age of 3, he was left behind by his mom and raised by his grandparents. Isaac almost never saw his mother after she was remarried. When he was 10 years old, his stepfather died, causing his mother and his half-brother and his 2 half-sisters. Isaac went to a local school to learn how to read, but he seemed super intelligent, or smart, so his mom sent him to the King's School, which was 7 miles away. It was too far to walk, so he moved in with the Clark family who lived in town. So Isaac began to learn basic chemistry and how things react with one another from Mr. Clark, who was an apothecary. And then Isaac, when he was at King's School, Isaac did not do so great in school. He did not like the subjects that were being taught. He was at the bottom of his class. After beating the brightest kid in the class, or the smartest, Isaac decided he wanted to beat him in school as well. So he began to study and quickly rose to the top of the class. Hannah, his mother, wanted him to try farming, but Isaac did a deliberately bad job because he didn't like it at all. When he was supposed to be watching the sheep, he would sit under a tree reading or building things. He learned that it didn't matter how reasonable something seemed, it had to match what could actually be observed. At Cambridge, Newton began to teach himself mathematics and became curious about astrology. Astrology is the belief that the stars and planets ruled people's lives. So then in 1665, the plague broke out in England. For the next 18 months, Newton lived back home in Lincolnshire. This was the most productive time of his life. He wondered about things that were changing all of the time. If you shot a cannonball into the air, first it would travel in a curve upwards, slowing down more and more. Then it would get to the top of its path and start curving back down toward the earth. As it got nearer to the ground, it would move faster and faster. Its speed and direction were constantly changing. How could you write a mathematical equation that would describe this kind of a movement? So today we call his methodology calculus. And calculus is a very advanced kind of math, I think. Isaac was also extremely fascinated with light. He purchased a prism and began testing what he learned about light. Aristotle taught that in basic form, light was pure white. Newton disapproved of Aristotle's teachings. Well, yeah, he was wrong. White light was not the basic form of light. Instead, white light is made up of all the different colors put together. At 18, Isaac left for Trinity College, a part of Cambridge University, where he would spend the next 40 years living there. Ouch. First as a student, then as a professor. The teachings of Aristotle were still being studied. Also, over 2,000 years later. Aristotle based his theories on observations of the world around him. Aristotle didn't always test his observations. Scholars just accepted what Aristotle taught as the truth. Newton enjoyed reading about and studying the natural philosophers. The natural philosophers are the founders of modern science. One of those guys was Nicholas Copernicus. He suggested it made more sense that the sun was the center of the universe and that the other planets revolved around it. And that is completely correct. This disagreed with Aristotle's theory that the Earth was the center of the universe, which Aristotle was wrong. Johannes Kepler was another one of those people, and he realized that the orbits of the planets were not circles, they were ellipses, which are basically like a big oval rather than a circle. Galileo, he discovered that the moon was covered with rocks and craters, and even though Aristotle proclaimed that the heavens must be more pure than those on Earth, he also disagreed that heavier objects would fall faster than lighter objects. According to legend, Galileo dropped balls from the Leaning Tower of Pisa. He proved that Aristotle was wrong. The balls fell at the same speed no matter how little or how much they weighed. So what did he learn from these Copernicus, Kepler, and Galileo? Newton was able to explain rainbows. Tiny droplets of water acted as prisms for the sun and created red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, which are the colors of the rainbow. And not only did he invent calculus and discover the true nature of light, he discovered the theory of gravity and its 3 laws of motion. Newton himself said that his first notion of gravity was caused by the fall of an apple. Wow, okay. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed this awesome video, and I hope you all learned something about Isaac Newton. See you all later. Bye!